Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Hey, how's it going? It's me, Lee. Yeah, as you should know. This is just an extra video. This is just an extra video, so don't worry. This is not the video of the week. I recorded something before recording this, and this will come out before that. So, yeah. So you'll have 2 videos this week. Don't worry about it, or not. I don't know. But hopefully you will have 2 videos this week. I was just trying to track stuff. I'm just trying to track stuff. Let me actually set this up real quick here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this is this is just a recap of how I'm supposed to do this art thing. I just want to say thank you for this gift. This is a gift. Thank you for this gift. Right, the end goal is to be an animator. Shocking. The goal is to be an animator, but if I want to get into a good art school, I should have some good art skills. So I had that epiphany about, I don't even remember, either beginning of last year or halfway through last year. This is when I started. It's not my first time drawing. I was drawing in 6th grade and I stopped because it wasn't entertaining. But this is when I started. I was like, I'm gonna start practicing because I was visiting my grandma and there was nothing to do, so I was like, I'm just gonna start. Oh my gosh, the camera's not close enough. Okay, there we go. My hands ashy. Please don't tell me they're ashy. They're not. So we started. Oh my gosh, could you please focus in? There it is. We started then. That's when it started. December 27th. I did circles and squares, and I tried doing something there. As you can see, he had like an arm. I stopped it there. We did this. It was all a bunch of stuff. This was, I think, the first time I did imagination. These two right here, I think I drew this from other things. Yeah, I think this is also from something else, but I don't think it was just like this. So I used the same base, but I added different things. I think this was also from a reference. I tried to do like a turnaround, but like it went bad because the perspective changed in this one, so it was all botched from there. I made this square like bend in a way. I'm not sure. I really did enjoy making that bend. I don't know what I was doing here. That's wrong. Very wrong. There it is. Did a whole bunch of this. That's an original. That's an original. I know that. We drew a couple that were originals on this one. Pretty cool. Do some more circles and then more box perspectives. Small shapes. I really did like drawing the shapes because it was like, it's the shapes. I don't know what to tell you. I liked that face. I really did like that face. This was supposed to be like someone swinging. You obviously can't see that. I don't know what this was supposed to be. I think it was supposed to be a bird. I think you can tell it's a bird, hopefully, please. I really got into the shapes for some reason. And then I started doing like shapes, and then I would cut them and put sections in them, and that was cool. And yeah, that was pretty cool. When was this? Oh, there it was. That's when it was. I still did more shapes. I did this eggplant where it was like sliced and it was like sparkling. And there's the sword I drew for it. This was supposed to be a pterodactyl. You obviously can't see the lines, but you can see there's the wing. It was supposed to be all bone in a way, but yeah. I think that's Jake. Doing a giant fist. I'm not sure. Yeah, this guy's holding a sword. I think those proportions are wrong. There's a backpack. A lot. Oh my gosh, I'm going through this thing very slow. There's not much left of this of this first volume of this. Doing a punch. This was really cool. I was really proud of this for some reason. I was like, what's the box method? And then I drew a box. I tried drawing a face on it. It didn't work out. It didn't work out. I did this guy's back. You know, I gave him a mullet. You know, a lot happened right here. Ooh, I was in love with this shape. I was in love with this guy right here. He looked disgusting. That's why I liked him. I think it was like just all shapes. I think I did better with this one. Maybe not. I don't know either. I like the other one better. I did this. Ooh, that was, I genuinely loved this. I don't know why. I just genuinely loved this. This was supposed to be like a bench. And they were like laying down a little bit, but I didn't draw it properly. Yeah. See, someone else I think was laying down. I did that. I was pretty proud of that, you know. That. It was like an alien X thing going on. I don't even know what that is. I did. Oh my gosh, I stopped writing down the dates. We got this going on. I really did like this because like I did this from pure imagination. All this I'm pretty sure I was doing Duolingo at the time. I did this purely from imagination. But yeah, I genuinely loved that. More shapes. Oh my gosh, I was in like an egghead arc when I was doing this. I think that's what this is supposed to be actually. I think it's supposed to be like Luffy. Yeah. That right there. Oh, absolutely fell in love. I think that's the best thing I've ever drawn because obviously it's like straight from imagination as well. So I really did love that. I think that was the end of this thing. I stopped using this. That's the end of that one. You know, I'm like, okay, let me actually buy an actual book. I bought the wrong kind of book because it has tissue pages inside. This is the first thing I drew in this thing. Then I downloaded a PDF book of wherever this comes from. Draw pencil something, but it was from Andrew Loomis. I know that. You know, I drew a couple of these. This isn't like defined, you know, because I probably started with this and then I drew some of these right here. I really don't want to go through this entire book. I think the end goal for all artists, you know, or at least like the default that all artists should know, is to be able to draw anything from imagination, not draw anything from memory, you know. But I did, you know, but I obviously didn't know that because this is all copy work. I don't know if I learned anything from this. I think I learned a little bit better on how to draw proportions though, but I don't think I learned anything better from this. There's an original in there somewhere. I think I might have passed it. Not that one, not that one, not that one. That one. There's mine. I was watching Invincible, and I was like, okay, let me see if I can draw Invincible. And I'm like, no, that's not right at all. Yeah, that's not right at all. Oh my gosh. So it really dampened my mood when I was like, let me try and draw this Invincible. Let me try and draw the structure of Invincible, and then it like just didn't work out. By the way, all my profiles that you've seen up till now, I obviously drew myself. You know, there's a full body version of the head that you see. Yeah, from the profile. So that was this book. This was this year, I think beginning of this year. And then I got this book. I think this is also still the Andrew Loomis book. Yeah, it is. I was still doing that book. This is for a project I'm doing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna show you the project in a moment. Don't worry about it. Yeah. And I was like, wow, this is cool, but it's not mine. You know, not a single lick of it is mine. I'm pretty sure this guy's wearing a hat in that drawing, and I didn't draw the hat, and I just like drew his head shiny. I like this one. This is original. I do like this one, but I don't believe it's right. I don't believe it's right. I was going to make like a comic strip, but then I stopped. I do like how it was looking. It was supposed. I'll write that down. I'll come back to it. I stopped because like I was drawing this door. Like this is supposed to be a doorknob, a handhold, and I was like, oh, that's not right. And then I just stopped. Then I went back to like Pinterest and I started doing a whole bunch of copy art again. Once again, we are back to the copy art. Yeah. I think from here on out, it's all Pinterest. Wow, why is there 2 pages up here? It's all Pinterest. I drew whatever this was. You know, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. His leg is like just not there. Like, he was supposed to have a tail too. His leg is just not there though. I was like, oh, why did I? Yeah, I'm looking at this right now and I'm like, why did I stop this? This was almost good, but you know, it's like I stopped. So then, you're looking at an original over there, same as this, and that. I tried to draw a little garnet. Not that. That's obviously Pinterest. That's obviously original. Pinterest. Original. I'm not sure. No, I don't think. Maybe, because I redrew it. That's Pinterest. You know. Like I said, I don't know if I would say I learned anything from doing this, you know, Pinterest. Then there was this. This is all original, you know, nothing copied, nothing Pinterest, nothing anything. I was like, let me see where I'm at. And this is supposed to be like Luffy and, you know, standing. You know, there's his fist. Yeah, he's supposed to be standing. This, yeah. He's standing, he's on a this person's on a platform with like their hand on their lap and stuff. I don't know what this person's doing. Yo, lock this guy up. Again, except for that, obviously, this is, I don't know which book this is from. I forgot the name. That we got more shapes I was trying to do, and I was like, oh wow, then I looked at this, I was like, if I draw an X in like kind of different perspective and I connect them, they give me different platform perspectives. That was pretty cool. Well, now we go back. I'm gonna just lay them out right here. Lay them out. What am I talking about? From some like online books that I downloaded, and then, you know, I was like, I'm not gonna read all these at this, because this is from a different book, and then this is, you know, from a different book, and I'm not gonna read all 3 of these books at the same time. So now we're at, what do you call this thing? Point character drawing by Taco. So we're doing all that. I'm at next, which is the very beginning, and I was like, wow, you know, I was like, wow, these bodies are cool. You know, if I just switch these, I think it would be much better proportions, I guess, you know, because this head is way too big, and for this chest right here, like, wow, this is pretty cool. It feels like I learned something from here, because, you know, I feel like I could draw this now after drawing it like this. But again, that just means it's like copy work, you know. It just feels like it's like copy work again. There's a whole lot of this going on. This is just Taco book, you know. You can see it's Saga work. Saga work. I drew this woman wrong. I drew most of these guys very wrong, you know. There's a guy that I particularly don't like. Can you guess who it is? Oh my gosh, you were right. It was this guy in the corner. He had way too much going on, and I don't know why I thought like I could draw this or attempt it, but yeah, he had way too much going on for me to just think I could draw him. This book came in the middle of all this, you know. It's not like I got this after, but this right here, this isn't an art. This isn't an art book. I picked this up and I was like, I'm gonna jot down all my ideas. Yeah, this is the idea book. Ooh, a lot going on. I drew in the back of this. Again, I do Nika. I do this for some reason. I think it was to explain piano keys to one of my friends. Yeah, this book isn't all heavily used. It's not heavily used, but I have used 37 pages. It was not focusing at all. To like some monkeys over here. That's where I'm at with the art thing, and hopefully, okay. So here's the plan with the art thing. Hold on. Here's the plan with the art thing, right? Basically, you know, I obviously want to get better at art. I just want to get the anatomy done right, perspective, and then obviously, what do you call this thing? Color theory. You know, it all boils down to that. But then there's also backgrounds. I also learn backgrounds, but that's gonna count perspective. It doesn't matter. So you know, all that junk you saw there, that's where I'm at currently. The taco books thing that you saw there, that was the last page. That was from yesterday. I was doing that last night. It got really blurry at the end there, so I do want to make it clear and continue from then on. The main plan is to I don't remember what I said last night, but you know, study anatomy, study color theory, study perspective. When I'm done with that, get into backgrounds, and hopefully I will be equally as good at all of those, and I will apply for a college that does animation. That's the dream job, but I'm obviously going to be realistic, apply for 2 other things. I probably won't get into those either, you know, but you know, I'm hoping for a decent bachelor's degree. What was I gonna say? I watched Look Back. I originally started loving animation like last year. Yeah, last year. It was last year. I think June. Somewhere in the middle of June, I really like got into it. I know I wanted to do animation, like maybe beginning of the year or something, or like I said, halfway through. Maybe this is why, but like I saw Gear 5 movie. I was like, I want to do that. All like it was beautiful. I don't know what to tell you. It amazed me that people were able to like draw all that passion and inspiration into those frames, and I really would like to do that. I've also been getting into like seeing like animatics and storyboards of stuff and scrapped concepts. It all looks amazing to me, you know. Recently I found out James Baxter from Adventure Time it's a tribute to an animator, and that same animator drew the sequence that was in like the final Steven Universe episode, an episode that was like 40 minutes long, which was every single second beautiful, you know, and I loved it so much. The sequence where he's like dancing with himself it was different. And I also love the Owl House. It shows you that you can be weird and do different things. You know what I mean? Those are my top 3 things: One Piece, Steven Universe, the Owl House. They amaze me. They inspire me, and I would love to do stuff like that. I think that's it. Oh yeah, in November, I'm hoping to get a non-display drawing tablet. Reason in November is because I'm buying a lot of people birthday gifts right now, so my allowance is iffy sometimes, but that's just a choice that I have made. And also it works anyways, because I'm going to obviously check up on my progress in November. I'm going to be like, how much have I improved? Let me not look at references. Let me look at references and draw figures, or let me look at something and fully render it, and then let me think of something up in my head and draw it and see if it matches what I see in my head. And if those are really good, I'm going to maybe go up to a drawing tablet. I'll be like, okay, maybe I'm ready for a drawing tablet. And I don't want to feel like it's a learning curve. People have said it's a learning curve to be on a non-display drawing tablet, because that's a different surface and pen and paper. Those are 2 different things, and so I don't want to be like, I'm a noob, I jump into non-display. and then I'm basically at zero. I'm basically at zero again. So yeah, I'm hoping for a on display in November. I will keep you in touch. And that's my sister. Love y'all. I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye. Peace.